Hello and welcome to WHSH TV. I'm Tira Black and with me is Austin Enlow. We want to welcome you to our first TV newscast of the new school year here at WHSH. Coming up on today's show, we are going to preview some new businesses coming into Washington 2019 while introducing a change to one existing store. We will also take a trip to Eastside Park for a fabulous light display for the holiday season.
Plus, in sports, we will preview upcoming games this weekend for the Hatchet boys basketball team. We will talk about the NFL as the playoffs draw closer. We will have a look at a husband and wife team that teach and lead fellow students here at WHS.
All that and much more. It's Wednesday, December 19th, and you're watching WHSH TV. Topics for the wrap-up of the new year. As many of you know, we can now travel safely over the new and improved overhead bridge here in Washington. The mayor said that it was a long road, but the finished product made all the work worth the time to see the final result.
Well, it started actually last March is when they began demolition of the old bridge and started construction. But we've been working on this project for decades, really, particularly the last 2 years. We've been really trying to get that thing finished and done because it became a safety hazard. Well, obviously it was an inconvenience to the people that live right in that area and an inconvenience to anybody that uses the bridge trying to get from East National Highway up to the hospital and to that part of the city. So it was an inconvenience for our citizens for 10 months. But and with any construction project, that happens, and hopefully everybody is pleased with the finished.
The new and improved bridge is so much better and is now open to traffic. In other news, we spoke with Mayor Joe Wellman about the new businesses that is coming to Washington in 2019. There is an influx of new businesses that are expected to open their doors in the new year, including 2 banks and a gas station. Mayor Wellman had this to say about what is still to come in the new year.
Well, yes, we have two new banks coming, and they're going into facilities along the highway along Business 50 and also south on 57. The gas station is a Huck station that will be in construction in February out by the interstate, which is badly needed, and which I'd been pushing them and prodding them to get that done as best I could for a year or more. So we're real happy to have them have all 3 of those businesses in town. As with any business investment, it adds to the tax base of the city and adds to the income of the people working there and to the tax, the number of people that help pay the taxes to run the city. There is a gentleman from Evansville that's discussing potentially another hotel in town, and a lot of expansions of existing businesses. Green Processing Corporation getting ready to start a major expansion. ISOFlex, formerly known as Alliance Barrier, is getting ready to order their 4th production line equipment. And we really expect that M&C Tech sometime in the next 2 years will be, their plans are to do an expansion in the next 2 to 3 years. I think so. Obviously, Interstate 69, if anybody's driven on it, the traffic is picking up, definitely more than when it was first opened. I'm anxious to see what the actual census is in 2020 when the U.S. Census Bureau takes the next 10-year census. I'm anxious to see what the total is, but I can't help believe that it's higher than what it was the last time.
With the good news and the new stores and businesses coming in, one local store will be closing and regrouping in 2019. The Goodies store in the Cherry Tree Court Plaza, owned by Stage Stores, Inc. They have announced that 9 of their Indiana locations will be closing their doors to start the new year. However, The door will not be empty. According to sources, the stores will reopen under the Gordman's name beginning in March of next year. Gordman's is also a part of the Stage family. Gordman's is expected to offer more variety and lower prices to the Washington community. In wrapping up our visit with the mayor, we have learned in the past couple of months he will not seek re-election to the position in 2020. The mayor told us a little bit about what led his decision and his future plans.
Well, I retired from banking 10 years ago, and then I got into, did a few other things, but then I got into public service and was elected in 2011. So I've served for the last 7 years. It'll be 8 years till I'm finished. And it's just time to, everybody gets to that point in their life where it's time to retire and do other things. And I look forward to doing some other community service in one way or another, and to spending time with family and just enjoying retirement. Well, like I say, I hope to probably do some community service. I've always been involved in community service with various organizations, Community Foundation and Chamber of Commerce and church work, and so I hope to have more time to do that. And so I look forward to that. We don't intend to move to Florida during retirement and leave the community. This is our home, and we intend to stay here.
Thanks for the visit, Mayor Wellman, and a big thank you for your service to our city over your 2 terms in the office. Wellman will resume the role through the end of the next year. As we start the new year, we decided to highlight some teachers and staff members who make each day go smooth here at WHS. Today, we will focus on a husband and wife team that have been at the school for the past several years. In the guidance office, Tony Barnard takes care of freshmen and seniors to make sure they are all set to begin and end their high school career. Barnard talks a little bit about his job and his family.
My family, I have a wife, Angela, who's an English teacher here in the high school. I have 2 children, Mary, who's a sophomore at IU right now, and Isaac, who's a sophomore here at Washington. I'm the counselor here in the high school, one of the counselors here in the high school. I work with freshmen and seniors. I kind of bring the freshmen into the high school. We do 8th grade orientation for becoming a freshman and help out get their schedule planned out for that freshman year. And then as a senior, of course, I help them graduate, get the correct classes they need, any college plans they have, anything like that, I can help them fill those things out and work with seniors all the way through until they graduate. Sometimes it's a little bit of both. Sometimes it's really fun, sometimes it's a little stressful, especially the kids that maybe are struggling in their grades a little bit. I worry about them a little bit and try to push and it kind of heats up as the spring comes in too, because once it gets closer to May, then things really start to become very important real quickly, so we really kind of push and make sure we get everybody graduated. I've last couple of years, this year and last year, I coached baseball. I coached years ago baseball as well when my kids were little and before they were born, but I've just picked it up again. I'm an assistant baseball coach here at the high school, really enjoying that, with the players and the coaches, and really enjoying our time there, and looking forward to this spring. I don't really have a ton of hobbies outside of coaching and everything else that we do. In the summer, we travel some. We like to go to a different city every summer, just stay for a couple days and kind of see. We've been to Pittsburgh. We've been to St. Louis a number of times, Philadelphia this last summer, New Orleans last summer, just small trips here and there just to kind of see some places. So we like to do that for sure. Other than that, every so often we'll go up to IU and tailgate or something like that, or take my daughter out to eat. Those kinds of things. Okay, well, I have a joke about that I have not left this building since I was 13 years old, except for college. I went to school here in the junior high, here in the high school. I left for a few years, obviously for college, but then right away I was hired back here as a math teacher, actually. I taught 1 year in the junior high and then 10 years in the high school teaching math. Before this job opened up, and actually the counselor at the time approached me and just asked me if I'd like to come in, and work, with this job. And I said, yeah, sounds fun. So I interviewed and got it, and here I am for about the last 12 years.
Another Barnard is also seen daily here in the hallways at WHS. Mrs. Angela Barnard is the high school English teacher at Washington High School and recently signed on this year as an assistant with our radio TV class here at Washington. Mrs. Barnard talks a little bit about her job and her family in our second preview.
Well, this is my 23rd year. I know, it's a long time. I taught 2 years at South Knox, and I was over there my first 2 years of teaching. I really enjoyed it. I was in the junior high, so the first year I taught 7th and 8th grade, and then the next year I taught 6th and 7th grade, so they actually had a middle school. And then I came to Washington, and this is my 21st year at Washington. And I believe it's my 5th year in the high school. Well, I went to IU in Bloomington, and I really enjoyed it, and my daughter's there now, so go IU. But after that, I actually received my master's from Mount Olivet University, so I have a master's from there, but I did that mainly online and took a path like that, so I didn't have to go. And then I also received 18 more hours through Oakland City, which gave me kind of an addition to my master's, so I could actually teach the VU Comp class here at Washington. I come to school and I have 3 VU Comp classes, which is a dual credit class where the students can actually receive 6 credit hours if they do it both semesters for college credit for their next year. And for a lot of students, it will get rid of all of their English classes. So it's really a good opportunity. And then I actually have 2 other senior classes, which it's just a regular senior class where we're prepping them for college, but it's just not for college credit. And then also the radio and television class. Pretty much, yes. The radio TV class is one of the first classes that I've taught that I would say is not a true English class. I've taught 6th grade through seniors, every level in between. Like I said, and now with the dual credit, I've added that, but all of them have been English related or an English class directly. Well, I've been married to Mr. Barnard, the academic dean here at the school. We have been married for 22 years. You know, a lot of people say it's hard to work with your spouse, and for us it works out really well. We're on the same schedule, we have the same days off, we have the same holidays, and so it gives us a lot of opportunity to do a lot of things together if we want a vacation, or, you know, since this is the same schedule, we don't have to worry about so much like so-and-so, he has to take off, I have to take off, things like that. But it does work well. And we work in different areas, so we don't really see each other all that much through the day. So I do. I have 2 children. Mary is my oldest. She is 20 years old, and she is actually a 2nd-year student at IU in the Kelly School of Business. And then Isaac, my son, is 16 years old, and he is a sophomore here at Washington High School.
Is it fun to teach your own children?
You know, a lot of people ask that question, and I've never had a problem with it. I had Mary in class 3 separate times. I taught her in junior high twice, and then I had her again as a senior because she took my dual credit English class, and I enjoy it. I've never had a trouble with it. Isaac, I've not had him in class yet, but I'm assuming when he's a senior, he will be in my class. So I'm looking forward to that also.
Thanks to the Barnards for taking the time to let us get to know a little bit more about them on today's Teachers Profiles. A local team of students recently competed in the BPA district competition at Evansville. Over 40 students made the trip, with 21 advancing to state level coming up in a couple of months. One of the teams advancing was the broadcast news production team. One of the members of the team, Canna Shake, talks about the project and what they had to do to prepare.
BPA is a club that we have here in the high school, and many schools around the area also participate in it. We actually just went to regionals, and my group got first place for broadcasting, as you can see from the award here. And it's a competition you go to. You can advance and place in different events. There's tests and like different group events for just about everything you could think of. The reason I joined BPA is because I wanted to be involved with my school a little bit more. I wanted to be in an extracurricular activity, and it just seemed like something that suited me the best with the different types of business events, because that's what I'm most interested in. My team, we got first place for the broadcast news team. We went up to Evansville at Ivy Tech, And we went against 4 other schools. I believe it was Castle, Heritage Hills, and Jasper. And our school and Castle advanced, and Jasper and Heritage Hills did not. So as we move up the ladder, the competition's only going to get harder. This was our first obstacle, and so we're hoping that we can improve and just do better than what we did last time.
The BPA students will travel to state in March. Coming up after the break, we'll have a quick look at your weather forecast for the next few days, and we will head to the hallways for this week's Hallway Beat. Stay tuned, and you're watching WHS TV.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly. Tiana gave her pet the royal treatment. Belle found beauty where no one else did. And you can too. Share your heart. Share your love. Bring home your forever friend. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
Doesn't see race. Love is love.
Right now for the current conditions, it is partly cloudy with a high of 54, and tonight we'll see a 40% chance of light rain with a low of 43. Right now we have some mild temperatures. We will be seeing that throughout the few days. Tomorrow we will see rain with a high of 40. Oh. Well, looky there, 40 degrees. There's going to be a 40% chance of rain with overcast skies late in the day. The high of 40 and a low of 26. It's going to be chilly. And Saturday we're going to see a 10% chance of rain all day with a high of 43 and a low of 31. That was your weekend outlook. I'm Austin Inlow.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
Welcome back. Another beautiful light display is up at the Eastside Park in Washington. If you have traveled through the park, you are treated to a bright display each night. Park Superintendent Kip Kelly spoke to us recently about his favorite display and the work that goes into putting this together each year.
It takes us about 6 weeks to complete the whole thing. We start about October 1st. We end the week before Thanksgiving. The military display, that's humongous pieces of our figurines, and it takes a long time to put it up and pretty difficult to get it set.
The display will be on throughout the new year through January 2nd. Our radio and TV class was also involved this year and put together the music and Christmas wishes you hear as you stroll through the park and listen to 87.9 FM in your car. As we get set for Christmas break, we want to go back to the halls this week to find out what students are hoping for under the tree this year.
I'm here with Miss Hawthorne, the science teacher here at WHS, and the question today is, if you could have anything for Christmas, what would you want?
An early retirement so I could go someplace warm over Christmas.
I like it. What do you want for Christmas?
I want a car, even though I don't have my license yet.
Ms. Barnard, what would you like for Christmas?
Well, what I would really like is a new carry-on piece of luggage, and with that piece of luggage, an awesome vacation to somewhere great.
I agree. That's what I want too. All right, Alex, what do you want for Christmas?
Girls, of course, girls.
Like for Christmas?
I would love a $300 card for Taco Bell.
I like it. Gwen, what would you like for Christmas?
I'd like a lot of goo-wop this year.
I agree completely. What would you like for Christmas?
I'd like a dog.
Bella Thorne, what would you like for Christmas?
A goldfish and a turtle.
What would you like for Christmas?
I want a dragon. I want a dragon.
He wants a dragon. What would you like for Christmas?
Me, of course. I'm the Christmas present.
Coming up after the break, we will have a more detailed look at the latest in sports with this week with Kane Fox. You're watching WHSH TV.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him going on to fascinate millions with his talent? 1 in 260,000. The odds of this born racer having 157 career top 10 finishes in NASCAR? 1 in 125 billion. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year? 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I'm NASCAR driver Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Hatchets took one on the chin last night at Evansville Memorial. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kane Fox with WHSH Sports. The girls' basketball team traveled to Evansville Memorial last night to meet the Tigers. Washington had trouble scoring early on, only posting 7 first half points in their loss to Evansville, 46-31. The Lady Hatchets dropped to 9-2 on the year and will be off now until Christmas break. Coach Gene Miller and the Hatchet boys will have a pair of road trips this weekend before they can start their Christmas celebration. The Hatchet boys take a 3-3 record on the road Friday night with a short trip to Jack Butcher Arena in Magody to meet the Lions. On Saturday night, the bus will fire back up and head to Forest Park. Good luck to the Hatchets this weekend. The Indiana Pacers had been the NBA's hottest team before running into one of the league's bottom feeders last night at home. Larry Nance Jr. had a buzzer beater tip in as time expired, leading the Cavs past the Pacers 92-91. The Cavs ended a 3-game losing skid. In top 25 college hoops last night, number 1 Kansas cruised to another solid win, hammering South Dakota 89-53. Second-ranked Duke Blue Devils also came up big, destroying Princeton 101-50. As the hunt for the playoffs continues in the NFL, things are picking up around the league. Big matchups coming this weekend beginning on Saturday. The 7-7 Redskins will face 8-6 Tennessee Titans. The second game has the Chargers hosting the Baltimore Ravens Saturday night. The Colts return to action on Sunday after a shutout win over the Dallas Cowboys at home against the Giants, while the NFC Championship Chicago Bears will play the Niners out west in San Fran. That's sports reporting from WHSH. I'm Kane Fox. We'll wrap it up, the newscast, when we come back right after this.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. never give up till they buckle up.
Welcome back to WHSH TV. Let's take a look at your extended weather forecast. Ooh, it's going to be cloudy here in Chicago, going down into the Hoosier State. But we'll end up bringing rain from up in here all the way down towards the south, going in. While we talk about Phoenix over here in Los Angeles in the west, in Torreno, Torreon, all being sunny, while in here, being partly cloudy. Oh. Well, look at there. We have a low pressure system. Oh, excuse me. We have a low pressure system right here coming down to the east, while we have a high pressure system up in the northwest coming back down to bring in some sunshine after all the rain. Current condition right now, it is partly cloudy with a high of 54, and tonight we will see a 40% chance of light rain with a low of 43. Friday we'll see a 40% chance of rain with some cloud cover with a high of 43 and a low of 21. And Saturday we will see some more rain, high of 45 and a low of 32. That was your weekend on WHSH.
Thanks, Austin. On behalf of our entire team here at WHSH on the campus of Washington High School, we would like to thank everyone for watching. Have a great weekend, and we will see you next week here on WHSH TV.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.